On May 11, 2025, Iran and the United States concluded a fourth round of indirect nuclear negotiations in Muscat, Oman, described by Tehran as difficult but useful in clarifying each side's positions ahead of direct talks. Iran insisted civilian uranium enrichment is a legal right rooted in national sovereignty and scientific progress, declaring it non-negotiable in any future agreement. The talks were mediated by Oman, with messages relayed through Omani channels rather than face-to-face sessions between U.S. and Iranian delegates. Before discussions began, Deputy Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi reaffirmed on state media that enrichment activities, from first-generation centrifuges at Natanz to advanced cascades at Fordow and Isfahan, cannot be bartered away, framing them as achievements born of decades of scientific sacrifice. Iran also offered to provide verifiable assurances it would not weaponize its program, echoing commitments under the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, however, reiterated demands for the dismantlement of sensitive facilities and reliance on imported enriched uranium, a proposal Iran views as equivalent to eliminating its sovereign nuclear infrastructure. The backdrop to these negotiations is the 2018 U.S. withdrawal from the JCPOA under President Trump, which reimposed maximum pressure sanctions aimed at reducing Iranian oil exports to zero. In retaliation, Iran escalated enrichment to 60%, approaching weapons-grade levels while maintaining that its program remains peaceful and strictly for civilian purposes. The sanctions campaign has targeted Tehran's energy sector and over a dozen foreign firms, intensifying economic strain and stoking domestic calls for hardline resistance. Despite robust oil-for-food provision waivers, Iran's economy has faced contraction, driving up inflation and fueling debates within the regime over whether to compromise on enrichment or continue hardline posture. Hardliners point to the assassinations of several Iranian nuclear scientists and the bombing of key sites to argue for sovereign enrichment rights, while moderates emphasize the humanitarian toll of sanctions and the need for diplomatic relief. International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) monitors report no evidence of active weapons development, but caution that advanced enrichment prowess brings Iran closer to potential breakout capacity. Regional tensions have mounted, with U.S. and Israeli officials publicly warning of potential military strikes should talks falter, adding urgency to diplomatic efforts. Omani mediators have not set a date for the next round, but affirm that coordination will precede any announcements, underscoring Oman's role as honest broker. Observers caution that without meaningful convergence on enrichment limits and sanctions relief, the stalemate may persist, risking renewed escalation and undermining the global non-proliferation regime.